Welcome to episode 32 of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast. I'm your host, Rick Sense. Today's guest is Bobbie Jo Smith, owner and operator of Joe's Coffee Barn, LLC mobile drink truck, as well as the Magdelena in New Holstein, home to two upcoming events that you may want to put on your trick-or-treat to-do list. Welcome to the show, Bobbie Jo.
Hello.
Good to have you here today.
Thank
So Bobbie Jo, will you tell listeners what this upcoming Spooktacular Fall Festival that you're putting together is all about?
Yes, so October 12th we have our Kids Day Spooktacular event. It is our 5th year, I believe, doing that. We're trying to turn it into a little more of a fall festival event, so this year we are adding in art and craft vendors and some food vendors into that. But we have the haunted maze open for the kids to go through. We do a pumpkin carving and pumpkin painting contest, color contest, costume contest. We have like carnival game type games set up for the kids to play. We have bouncy houses. This year we added a petting zoo for the kids. We have some fun family free games that are out for everyone to participate in. It's fun for all ages, for all age kids, all of us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you've been doing it, you said, for 5 years?
This is our 5th year
Okay.
on that Kids Day. Yeah.
So what was the one thing that you did the first year that you're still doing because everybody just loves it so much?
I think the contest, the pumpkin carving and pumpkin painting contest, we have a lot of fun with it. The kids have a lot of fun with it. The mess stays not in your house. It stays at the Magdelena. We take care of all of the mess and everything, and then the kids get to take their pumpkins home. And then we take pictures and we try to pick out, our favorite for the contest.
Is the entire event inside, or is it a mixture of indoors and outdoors?
It is mostly outside.
Okay.
The haunted maze is inside, so there's a portion of the haunted house that the kids go through, less scare for them. We don't have the live characters that we do for the full-blown haunted house, and it's limited to the space in there to a certain section for the kids to go through. Last year we kind of got rained out, so we had just some of the stuff inside, limited inside, but hopefully, knock on wood, the weather will be good again this year. It's mostly outside.
Okay. And speaking of haunted houses, you also have, besides the Spooktacular Fall Festival, you're hosting another October attraction called the Haunted Pastime Hotel. So how does the Haunted Pastime Hotel differ from the Spooktacular Fall Festival?
So the haunted house is in the evenings from 7 to 10, mostly Friday and Saturday nights. This year will be open on Halloween. It's different. We have a lot of scare, a lot more scare, live characters. We have 3 stories of scare and the maze. Good for all ages. We do have younger kids that come through that are just fine, but we have older adults that come through that don't make it through because they're too scared. So it just depends on your scare level. People ask me every year, what age is good and how scary is it? It's hard to answer that because everyone's scare level is a little bit differently. We tried to keep it not too scary because we are more of a family. We want it to be more of a family community type of thing. It's not for everyone, but it's for some.
It's like roller coasters.
We love it. It's
you
fun.
love them or you don't.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
correct.
Okay. So how would you describe the events as far as the intended audiences? You said family friendly, but is it like the one's more of kind of a date kind of the scenario in the evenings? Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah,
And it's more family oriented?
We have it's kind of everything. I mean, we have a lot of teenagers that come through with their friends. We have a lot of dates that come through. We have elderly people that come through the haunted house. It is really all ages. I mean, we have families that come through. It's really all ages. And the Kids Day, we focus more on the family. Yeah.
So how do people participate in the fun at the haunted hotel?
Just come. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to get through. Usually it depends if you get stuck, knowing where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
just show up. The fun is just being there.
Okay.
It is quite a bit of fun.
And at the Spooktacular, if you're bringing your kids as a parent, what kind of things should you bring along? Like the pumpkins to hold stuff in or anything like that?
You can bring your trick-or-treat bags along for prizes and candy that we give out for some of the prizes for the day. We encourage costumes because we do a costume contest, so we encourage the kids to wear a costume. We have the family game set up. That's a lot of fun for everyone, for of all ages. And then this year we added the vendors in, so we have arts, crafts, vendors, and then the petting zoo. So bring along your bellies, have some food, have some fun.
What is your motivation for doing two pretty large operations that you're doing in the month of October for the community with the Haunted Hotel and with the Spooktacular?
So the building that the haunted house is in is, we name it the Magdelena, and we are hosting the events really to raise money to renovate the building. Our hopes are to do renovations on the building, to open it back up as a event hall in the back, and then a art studio in the front with a coffee shop in the front. More of a community center. We want to get the people in the community together, to gather, to bond, to have things to do, different events, from renting the hall for weddings or family reunions to having bands and family game night and maybe polka Sundays again. But that is really our goal, is just to renovate the building back to what it always was. It was very much always the gathering place in New Holstein.
You're looking at doing renovations at the Magdelena, and I can tell by the passion that you have and your background. You're obviously have the skill set to do a lot of that. And I'm guessing before you get too far into it, you've got a plan, a timeline, and maybe if you could share with listeners what your timeline is for renovation, and then also maybe some of the interesting history that you've discovered in preparing the building for renovation.
Yeah, we purchased the building in 2019. We wanted to start renovations right away. That got put on hold because of COVID in 2020 and everything else. We're hoping possibly next year starting renovations on the building. We've done a lot of research on the building. The building was built, I've dated it back to 1853. It was built as a hotel for the German immigrants that were moving to the area for somewhere to stay till they had their farmsteads built. It was a gathering place in the community always. It was the first building in New Holstein to have electricity. It had its own power plant in it. It was a theater for a while. It was used as a gym for the high school before they had their own gym. They had parties and masquerade balls and roller skating for the kids. They would do their high school plays. There was a shooting range in the basement. There's been so much through the years of newspaper articles that I've been collecting. It was rented out a lot of times for different auctions, weddings, a lot of anniversary parties, gatherings, a lot of gatherings. It was always a gathering place for the community. There was a restaurant in there at one time, breakfast with Santa, so many different great community things, and a gathering place. So we just want to get it back up and going and have it be a gathering place again. Have some different events in there, live bands, polka Sundays, family game nights, maybe yoga classes, youth rec center, art classes for adults and children. Fun for family, fun for the community, just back to a gathering place.
Sounds pretty cool. Look
Yeah.
forward to seeing all that.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Will you let listeners know where exactly in New Holstein it is for those that aren't from New Holstein?
Yes, we are on the main street on Highway 57. The address is 2016 Calumet Drive. It is the old E-Light building. A lot of people know it as the old E-Light building.
Okay. And, I hear a rumor that you're pretty handy with construction stuff yourself. So you're planning on plugging in and doing a lot of the renovations yourself?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
I do construction. I have another business doing that. And so, yes, the renovation will be done. Some of it will be subbing out, obviously, but a lot of it will be done, as I go.
Okay, so now I've heard you say that you have a construction business, you have a coffee drink truck, and now you're doing these events. Where on earth do you find the time to do all this?
I don't know.
Okay.
I love staying busy. I love helping out. I love the community. So I just keep trucking away. I have a daughter who is my business partner on the coffee truck, and she is always helping me on the haunted house and everything else. And I have some great employees that we added in this year on the coffee truck. The girls have been really great. Shout out to everyone. And then on the haunted house, we are looking for extra people. We need extra actors. Last couple years, we just do a sign-up sheet for extra help if anyone's interested in that. But any extra help is good. Years past, we did volunteers, but we are paying our help. I think it helps.
Okay, all right.
Get more people involved in it, and get more people involved in the community and bring jobs to the community too. I think it's a good thing.
And I got to put a plug in for the coffee truck because my office is located at the Calumet County Courthouse, and we have the good fortune of having Bobbie Jo's truck here every Thursday.
Yes.
And how's that been? Have you enjoyed doing that?
It has been great. It's been great. We come every Thursday, or try to if we don't have an event on Thursdays, and it's been going over very well. And there are a lot of the regulars that are. It's just a pleasure to see them every week repeatedly. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Bobbie Jo, could you go ahead and share with listeners maybe how to get more information on the internet, like maybe through Facebook or places like that, web address? Could you let listeners know that if you...
Yes, definitely. So Joe's Coffee Barn, we have on Facebook and Instagram we list our hours weekly because we move around a lot and do a lot of different events. And then that is Joe's Coffee Barn on Facebook and Instagram, and we do have a website, Joe's Coffee Barn. If you just look up that, you'll find it. And then on the Haunted House and the Kids Day event, we are on Instagram and Facebook, and also have a website that is the website is under Haunted Pastime Hotel. The Instagram and Facebook pages for the Haunted House and Kids Day would be under the Magdelena, and the how to find that would be the _Magdelena _events.
.com?
.com.
All right.
Yes. We also have on those website pages, there's email addresses and my phone number if you have additional questions.
Okay.
Or want to reach out for helping, sign up, times, dates. Yeah.
Okay. I guess last question for you, Bobbie Jo, is if you went back in time a few years, maybe 10 years now, and you look at where you're at now and you're doing all these things, did you ever imagine that you'd be doing a spooktacular event or a haunted hotel at all in your past? Yeah.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really, but I love Halloween. I love the fall time. I love the season. And I like people. I like the community. I like trying to, get everyone together, and even our family events, like, just the gathering and hosting is right up my alley. So I really like that. So Yeah.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for being our guest on the Travel Calumet Original Podcast, Bobbie Jo. We really enjoyed having you here today. Make sure you check out this and the other 31 episodes of the Travel Calumet Original Podcast by clicking on the microphone on the homepage of travelcalumet.com. And if you liked what you heard today or on previous episodes, please take the time to text a couple friends to encourage them to listen as well. Even share our address with them. Thanks again for listening, and Bobbie Jo, thanks again for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.